this show on the road. Who's ready for the show? Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marquis Saint, and this is Saint's Addiction. I got my sign made answering questions live on my YouTube at Saint's Addiction. Like, share, and subscribe. That's right. Posters in an hour. I made myself a poster and I wanted to show it off this morning. I got to take a look at it, but this is gonna be me out on these streets using my sign, just holding it up with a little 3-foot by 2-foot sign here, ready to answer questions for everybody. You already know what time it is. It's Saints Addiction time, baby, and most importantly, in less than an hour. So here we are, rising and shining this morning, getting it how I live. I feel great. Something about smell in the morning, y'all. I'm gonna have to say it again. It's something to smell. Oh, I needed to get my little boob tube. Doob tube. Shout out to the homie Ray. He makes the famous doob tubes. Killing the game. I love it when my friends do something successful so you can put your blunt in it. So that's what we're gonna do. Ooh. Hit the inside my tooth. Good thing I got good teeth. Good thing I got a good life. Good thing I got a good mind. And boom, just like that, you got Saints Addiction, baby. I'm wearing my Saints brand gear right now, but you already know what time it is. It's just development, bro. It's time to develop the day. It's the time to develop our minds. And I'm going to get into it right now. See, this morning, finding the answers was the name of the game, because a lot of us are looking, we don't even know it. But my whole life I always thought I was going to plastic pocket challenge, y'all. I was going to I don't know what the fuck all this is, but sure. I don't know what was happening, definitely I was a person, and still a little bit of a person, plastic pocket challenge that does what I need to get done. I have so many things that I'm driven for, or I'm trying to find literally inside of me, or traveling the world, or mentally, to get some answers. And I think that's why we really rise to the occasion. Is you ain't got nothing as far as explanation or why things are the way that they are. Not one of us knows the reason for the rhyme or the rhythm. It just keeps coming. Hold on, let me. My nose has been running all morning. Now it's all over me, nice and snotty. Let's get me my flu bone. I've been this way since I was a kid. My allergies be kicking my ass. Bruh. I just cleaned this hoodie too. Fuck. Throwing snot all over my shit. Anyway, that's as real as it gets. Real as the dick in your hands, homie. That's what it is. Wanted to find real answers, real solutions, a real purpose. One of the things that was reflective this morning on the old Instagram was someone was, posting, and I screenshotted it, but, why am I doing what I'm doing is a question I regularly ask myself. You got to get back on track and say, hey, I'm here. I'm doing XYZ because these are my goals. It's almost a new year. What are my goals? Where do I find myself in this lens of my life? And it's really easy to get caught up with, the distractions. It's not so easy to get yourself to refocus. So when I'm finding the answers, right, inside of myself and searching a little bit deeper, it behooves me to put my feelings on the shelf a bit, you know? Emotions will have me out of pocket every fucking time. And I used to use my pain as my fuel, you know? It was the way that I lifted off. It's the way that I moved myself. And unfortunately, it's not the same as leadership, you know? There's a difference between a boss and a leader. You know, bossy people are gonna yell at you, criticize you, make you feel small. I've been bossy before, not gonna lie. Plastic pocket challenge, y'all. Not gonna lie. I'd be like, this is your fucking job. You got one job, you know? And then there's other people who leadership gets there and works with people. Know that it's gonna take a team and assemble those things. That's not easy, you know? This isn't easy stuff. If it was so easy to be a leader, we'd have more than dictatorships, you know? But most people, they can't handle the truth. You know, when you're searching for the answers and someone gives it to you, you probably can't handle it, you know? I'm gonna make a video of the black girl going off. She's like, you want me to give it to you raw? Her friend, oh my God, this guy, and Jesus. And she's like, you want me to give it to you raw? Plastic pocket challenge. And she said it. She said, that's what happened. You weren't listening to the man. He probably told you ahead of time what was what, and you still just got emotional, and you went back to your triggers because you're afraid that he's going to be a bad man. So you treated him like a bad man, and he turned into a bad man. This is on you, sis. And she didn't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear that her decisions to constantly dig at a man. Nobody wants to be around somebody. I'm talking about a boss bitch or a boss lady or something like that. To be a real boss, you need to stop calling yourself boss. I've had a couple people, because I've owned my own business for a while, and call me a boss. I'm like, I'm nobody's boss. And most people are like, what? I might be an owner and creator, but I am nowhere near anybody's boss. I just didn't like the taste. You know, it's almost like slavery. I just don't like the taste of calling another man boss. You know, how's it going, boss? You're not my boss. I'm the boss of me. And a boss doesn't boss anyone around. That's when you can see, right? That's when you can see real leadership, is by the time you don't have to impose upon people, they follow you. And the reason they follow you is probably because you have more mental stability than them, more accurate on what the product or procedure is, and also leadership skills. We talk about skills, real skills, like real skills. And our skill sets are only sharpened when we practice. I mean, it's literally in the Greek name for practicing is us actively doing it. It's not enough to do the soliloquies, right? I remember the one girl was talking. She was just like, oh, I'm going to take a man for all that he's got, da-da-da-da-da. So like, why would someone marry you? Oh, because I have a good heart. What the fuck? You were just talking about fleecing dudes for all their money, and the next minute you're going to talk about your loyal, good heart. We're lying to ourselves. And we're lying to others. That's the con job. Is when people act all woke. What the girls say, yeah, girl, keep living. Live your life's a movie, right? My life's a movie. Yeah, on mental illness. Like, are you starring in your own mental illness show? Have you become so toxic that you've driven other people into mental instability, or yourself? That's the real flex. The guy was saying, what's harder than like hard. We know what's harder than, it's real cold, ice cold. What's a real flex was not driving a Ferrari, but retiring your parents. I was just like, whoa, mind blown. But how many of us do that? Pulling up in cars to apartments that our mamas renting. We didn't put any wealth into it. They said African Americans spent, $600 million. And I'm part African American, so when I spent $600 million on our fast foods, and we're in the richest country in the world, and yet we give over most of the money to Koreans or Vietnamese or Middle Eastern people that work in the hood, right? Convenience stores, gun stores, alcohol stores, weakening the community from within. And some people, they don't want to go there. They don't want to actually focus on finding an answer. They'd much rather complain or just let it be. And I mean, Let It Be, great Beatles song, but Make It Be is my remix. And finding answers that make sense to me, bro. You know, like it didn't make sense to me to keep chasing drugs and women without a positive response. And it doesn't make sense to me that I would keep following self-destructive behaviors. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up here. We're gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna spark this blunt. And it didn't make sense to me that I would just keep doing behaviors that hurt me, right? Like, am I the only one? Saints edition? No? Okay, it's just me. Cool. Well, I'm like, why am I hurting my future? Why am I hurting myself? You know, like these questions were really tough because it kept happening. I felt like I'm a pretty good person. You know, I'm not out here slaying hoes or slaying people or murdering or beating up anybody. You know, I felt that I was always trying to find the answers. I always felt that I would just shave my eyebrows, beard, hair, completely Buddhist, go to the Himalayan mountains and go find myself, right? I would go find the answers. And I don't know if you've ever tried to experience something like that, but when you're searching, you know, and you will search one of these days, you will have to find an answer within yourself of like, why am I doing what I'm doing? It's a big question. It's not just like, why am I alive, or what happened, or what's going on with my life. It's like, why am I doing what why am I doing what I'm doing? You know, devotion is a really good question. I told you my spiritual mentor, Terry Prince, he said it to me. He said, what are you devoted to? And I'm like, shirts, you know what I mean? But really, I'm devoted to this message. You know, I thought about it. I was like, if I hit money, would I still do the show? Well, I created it, right? I created my own show so that I could do this message. I did shirts so I could send this message, all these little phrases and ideas that I had in my mind. This was my transport. And, you know, this was the vehicle that I chose to give out that information. You know, this was my answer. Literally, I was like, how am I going to do it? I'm on my motor mouth. I always smoke weed. You know, I'm expressing this dichotomy that's within me, that my last name could be Saint, but I'm not always saintly. And sometimes I'm angry, and sometimes I'm mischievous, and sometimes I'm horny. You know what I mean? And to be well, like some people are devout Catholics, right? You know, devout Catholics, like, you can't be that way. You're supposed to go to church every day. And I got a buddy that's like, yeah, sure, I'll go to church, but I'm a Jack Mormon. And as long as it's not a Mormon church, I'll be okay. Or as long as, you know what I mean? All I have to do is do under an hour, participate in the time, and bounce. There's a lot of people that do that. He's like, I got some rules on my buddy I had a conversation with the other day, because I got some rules for going to church. You know, one, no mega churches. And that's what his girl wants. His girl wants mega churches. She wants everyone to know that she's a mega Catholic or a Christian or good person. And I'm like, I'm here every morning. Hey, I'm a saint. Everything's shiny. And then I went to say, that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it 1,000. Let's keep it real. To get to the truth and answering the question, you know, you want a true answer. You know what I mean? You're going to have to ask some tough questions, right? You're going to have to ask some tough questions. You're going to have to be tough on yourself, because then it's like you got to remove the layers of lies. You got to remove the layers of excuses and things you keep telling yourself, the negative output of why things aren't getting done. And that's why I had to do it this morning. I was just like, you know, not for nothing, but I did pop up. I didn't masturbate. I didn't fucking wait. I went and got out and got into my walk. Now, that kind of motivation is what this show's about, but it's also seeking that answer that I wanted. You know, for me, the answer was my health. You know, if I could be, some mental health matters, and if I could stay healthy, how would I do it? Well, if I sit there and masturbate, I'm only stroking myself for a little bit, and stroking my mind, stroking my dick, and stroking my ego. But does it work? Is the answer I'm seeking inside of this solution? And that's a real question, you know what I mean? Most people don't have a very good solution. They're after the excitement. They're after the distraction. And like this guy was talking the other day, not for nothing, but we don't really practice a lot of values here now anymore. Not that we're degenerates or hedonists or any of that. I don't want to call people names. But what I really would say is that we have little resistance to the things that we're addicted to. Straight up, that's why it becomes an addiction, because you become powerless to the behavior. Now, just like all humans, right? We all have patterns, habits, cyclical shit that we practice every day. And the reason it sticks around is because we keep practicing it. That's the change. You have to actually practice kindness. You don't just be kind, right? You don't just be sober. You have to practice sobriety. That means in the mornings, like my boy Kid Cudi used to do, he used to wake up and do cocaine right in the morning, and they get faded throughout the whole day, and nobody knew he was on cocaine. He was just an addict, flying through the day, high energy, drinking, smoking weed, but nobody knew he had done cocaine earlier in the morning. And of course, whatever you do in the dark comes out in the light. This conversation has to be had, and as I say that, let's light up the darkness. Let's go with a little bit of Saints Addiction. Let's get a little bit of herbatry. I can already feel my soul lift a little bit. But I have to lift myself first. I had to rise. I had to pull myself out of the habit and say, okay, hey, yo, Saint, like for reals, right now, on everything, what did you really want? And to answer that question, what do you really want? And if you really wanted it, what are you willing to give up to get it? There's so many people that want. I want a DJ setup, bro. It's like $600 to $1,000. I want to save up for it so I can mix and match and pioneer sets and right? That's what I want. How hard am I willing to work for it to get it? That's the question. And what I really want is not the DJ itself. It's not the equipment. It's the happiness that I get by playing music and syncing and having the ability to hang out with my friends and become a DJ and go and perform and learn a new skill set. One of the skill sets that I'm kind of kicking and don't want to know is videography. I do so many videos, I might have to start editing myself. You know what I mean? Like I literally might have to start editing myself. So in my world, right, and this is for reals, I have to talk myself into things. I have to fight myself with these things. This is the art of practice. To say, yo, dude, not for nothing, but you kind of walked past the jungle gym. Did you hit your pull-ups? If I say no, or if I don't, then my body, like especially like my abs and my shoulders, I can start feeling it. It's almost like I'm walking around like an Iron Man. You know what I mean? It just starts pumping me up. Now, if I ask myself, do you want the pump? Do you want the fitness? Do you want the look? Do you want the feel? Yes, all the way across. I want. I want the ice cream. I want the cookie. I want the sugar. I'm a sugar slut. Now, if you ask yourself the question, do you want the weight that comes with the sugar? And it's a no. Yup. Or do you want the reward more than the servitude? Are you being of service to others or just yourself? And I know damn well this is how it works. Yesterday I go to pick up my sign. You saw it earlier. I go pick up my tablet. My buddy fixed it. It was supposed to be $40. He said $50. I didn't argue the price. I just showed up, and when I saw him, showed up, boom, everything's fixed. He goes this, and he did exactly what I wanted him to do. Not, hi, thanks for the service, thanks for your $50. No, he goes, you know what, I'm gonna order something from you, Saint. What? Yeah, I'm gonna order some stuff off you, bro. Next year I made a commitment that I want to start ordering things from my friends and using their services. What? For reals? Yeah, I like your hoodie. Come on, let's make some hoodies. What? That's what I wanted. So I ask you, are you willing to give the $10 for the tip so you can get good service, or do you wait till after the service is shitty and not tip? Are you the type of person that argues over the $10 with your friends, or do you thank them because they always got your back and he's always taken care of me and also done some emergency stuff for me, like last minute, can you fix this for my mom, cracked screen, cell phone broke? Then you're needy, right? Now all of a sudden, he's my best friend. Hi, buddy, remember me? I haven't talked to you in forever. I need a favor. That's everybody, bro. Everybody. But answer the question. Were you of service to that person before you asked them for service? I'll wait. Did you follow up with them on their birthday and say happy birthday? No. Did you even check in on them just to see if they were alive? No. You didn't invest in it. A lot of people skip that step, especially in sales. It's called rapport. You have to build rapport with people. I know I break trust with a lot of people that get close to me, and that's my thing I have to work on. I'm like, I have to work on my intimacy. I had to work on hugging and let other people touch me. I had to work on trusting, to find the answers. Like, Mark, you want real love? Man, I thought I found it so many different times. You want real love, especially this last time. I was like, this is it. I'm gonna have a baby. I'm gonna be married. This is it. And when it didn't happen, I realized that I can't force anything. I have to flows over force. That's another one of my new Mostly Saint shirts. You got to flows. The flows over force is so more important than this act of strictness. I think people see self-control as a form of control. I think people see it as a slap on the hands for a child. Says, don't touch that. And just like a child, you're like, you slap me, that's all of us. Still, as a grown-ass person, I was throwing whiny fits, arguing, getting emotional, instead of getting my answers, bro. So that's the question it comes down to. Do you want to just stay emotional in your way, arguing, calling up friends, complaining about the bills, complaining about life, literally putting yourself in that situation? Hear me now, feel me now. This is the most important part of the show. And the guy was saying it. He said, anger is the punishment you give yourself for other people's behavior. Damn, dropping knowledge in the middle of a feeling. Wow. I'm like starched, just starched. I'm like, I'm the only one out here. That guy just said that weirdy beardy dude that I listen to every morning, going on and on about life. That motherfucker just slayed it. I've been giving myself anger as fuel. Right now, I've been studying about solid fuel. You guys know anything about that? These new rocket engines will just run off of aluminum pellets. There's enough energy in aluminum to just light up a bunch of things. Didn't know. We always see fuel as liquid. Well, I didn't see my pain as fuel, but it was. And I didn't see my anger as fuel, but it also was an accelerant. It's the things I use to get back. It's on my petty level. Oh yeah, you ain't gonna win? Well, I'm gonna do 100 more push-ups. I'm competitive. I'm gonna push myself through pain. I'm in the pain Olympics. Me and you both. Who's gonna endure more pain? I didn't want to be on the pain Olympics no more, bro. I'm done with all that, wasting that energy trying to outbeat people that didn't even care about me. The only person I needed to beat was me. And instead I was beating all the competition, which doesn't really help me learn anything. Success made me feel good. So did accomplishments, but camaraderie, communication was a skill set I was missing as a competitor. I didn't understand the idea that we all showed up and just wanted to do our best. I just thought there was only one person that was the best, and the second person was the first loser. I'm so competitive that I demoralize my opponent, right? You're not even a human being to me anymore, right? I've actually hurt people on the mat, and I'm not proud of that. The guy that screamed when he broke his shoulder, we were out in Boulder City. First of all, I did not do that, so I don't have a guilty conscience. People get injured, but the scream, the blood curdling scream will never leave me. I still feel bad for hurting other human beings, my siblings, my brother, Jeremy, Natasha, Carey, some of my exes, Tyrion, Metzley, who else gets on that list? Alyssa, my first love. These people deserve better from me. They showed me love and kindness and got close to me, I owe them apologies, you know? Hamilton, he gets an apology. Who's an old friend of mine that doesn't get it anymore? Zach. Zach gets an apology from me. Who else deserves an apology? Probably Bryce, my buddy Bryce. I haven't talked to him in years because I thought he was a racist. Anyway, my point is this, and probably he was a racist. I don't know, but you know, we all got our thing. You know, we all got that thing that we got to work on. And I always say, don't wish work, but this is that work. It's not the push-ups. It's the mental ups. It's the cush-ups. It's the way we treat ourselves and others. It's still the golden rule. It's the way that we talk to ourselves and others. It's the golden rule. It's the way that we feel, but also the way that we can change our mood. You know what I mean? Like, there's more self-control and discipline than there is restrictions. And I feel that that was the hard part, is that when you're told no, your limbic system, your childhood system, your baby brain kicks on and says, I want what I want now. And if I make everybody's life a living hell, and if I start crying at this pitch, I mean, they design babies to be alarms, you know, let you know something's wrong. But even then, a baby can be over babied. You know what I mean? Even then, you've already had your diaper changed. You've already ate. You got no excuses as a human being for crying right now. You're just driving us all nuts. That's what complaining's like. That's what an adult sounds like. That's what a baby sounds like, all grown up into an adult. You sound like a crying baby. And most of us, that's what we do. We bitch and moan instead of become an adult, grow up, stop blaming our parents, stop looking for excuses, and start taking action. Start taking ownership. Start getting some discipline, self-discipline to ourselves, and say, I control this thing. I'm not in this boat just, oh my God, what's happening to my brain? Oh, comes a big wave. Here comes a big valley. Oh my God, this guy, that girl. You know, we kind of looking for the external always, man. And I got interior over exterior all day, because if you can feel right, you shine bright. You shine differently, bro. You shine differently when you're, not only because my chest is out and my muscles are done, but I'm confident and I'm happy with what I got going on. I'm not the happiest I could be, because my other happy looked like a wedding and a baby and a family. That's what I thought was my happy. Now that I'm here, my happy are all the smaller things that are in my possession, like my priorities, my discipline, and my health. There it is. And everybody could say, yes, we want to see you have a baby. We want you happy, loved, marriage. Yes, go. That sounds great. But no one's doing are you disciplined enough to have that? Are you healthy enough mentally and physically to attain that? Did you just deserve over here? I deserve a wedding, or did I earn over here? And that's the answer. I wasn't just not going to give it to you on the show today. The answer is your choice. You know, most people are choosing a different answer. They want it to be something magic and written on a piece of paper. No, this is more like that ring, you know, of the Lord of the Rings, where you got to look inside to see the message. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get it under the light and the fire of Mordor, you know, to see the real light of yourself. You know, it's going to always come with how you talk to yourself. That the message you want to give, the feeling you want to feel, the mood you want to be in, the attitude you want to keep, that's your answer. And if you think you can't, you can't. And if you think you can, you're a dangerous motherfucker. And that's what we're doing over here. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I keep showing myself that I can. That's your morning motivation. Right there. That's how we're going to do it this morning. So, on my heart from the start, your boy Marquis Saint's Addiction. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, comment below. I want to see what you've done for yourself. What's an answer that came from the questions you asked in life? What are the questions, or what are the answers that came from the questions? And what questions did you ask to get that answer? Peace and love. See you on the other side. Ciao. Bella. Beijos. Peace.